As you can see, I made some changes. I added more keyframes to my animation off screen, so you can see that the object moves between frame 1 and frame 150. So this is my entire animation. Now let's add more to this animation, and what I would like to add is distortion. I would like this sphere to distort and have spikes come up over the course of the animation to convey a sense of anger, kind of building up anger. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to modeling, because that particular tool that we need to create spikes on this sphere is actually under modeling. So I'm going to this section of my interface, kind of upper left corner, and I'm choosing model. Okay, now I think what I will also do, I will slightly zoom out so I can see more space in this window. Now the window that I really need is called shapes. It's right here at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to click on shapes, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a shape. I'm going to add a shape to this animation, and I will actually switch to frame 150 right here, so that I'm really at the end of my animation. That's where I need most of the spikes, at the very end of my animation. So I'm at frame 150, you can see right here, and my object is selected, the sphere is selected, and I'm going to click on this button called Add Shape Key. I just added a shape key. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to press my tab key to get to the component level, to be able to see vertices of my sphere, of this object. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to my right mouse button, and I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to click on a bunch of vertices, maybe 5 or 6, anywhere on my sphere. And I held my shift key and I was clicking on those vertices with my right mouse button, so several of them I selected. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to press the S key on my keyboard to choose the scale tool. I'm going to scale those vertices, so that's why I clicked on the S key on my keyboard, and then I'm going to move my mouse a little bit outward, because if I move it inward, the spikes would go inside the spheres, but I'm moving my mouse outward, so the spikes are visible. Now I'm going to single click with my regular left mouse button to stop that extrusion, to stop that scale. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to click again on the Add Shape Key button. Please note that the shape section of my interface has shifted, because right now I'm not at the object level, I'm at the component level, at the vertex level. This shape, these shape options were right here before, if you remember, but now they shifted a little bit to the right. So let me go ahead and click on Add Shape Key button, and then I'm going to press the tab key. I'm going to press the tab key to exit the component mode, to exit this vertex mode. So now you can see that the sphere became again intact, regular sphere, but we need to test it to see if this worked. Take a look at this section of the interface. Now you can see that shapes options again shifted a little bit to the center, they shift it a little bit to the left, because I'm at the not at the component level anymore. I'm at the object level. So the interface has adjusted a little bit. Now take a look at this slider right here. This slider. Now if I move the slider, you can see that the spikes come up, and if I move the slider back to the left, they disappear. And if I place the slider somewhere in the middle, the spikes come up halfway. If I move the slider all the way to the right, then they come up more to the maximum. So this slider will be extremely helpful to animate this effect, of spikes coming up, and that really what will heighten a sense of anger, will express a sense of anger in this animation. In the next animation segment, in the next demo segment, I will show you how we can set keyframes on these spikes and link the spike animation to the rest of the movement that we have so far.